This is code.org. Let's see what we got here. Look out for the shark. Yeah, so we already have some things working. If you don't, make sure you go back and do the other parts of this lesson. All right, so look out. At this point, you should have the fish wiggle, blah, 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 top of your screen. And I just showed that. So now the fun stuff. Find a shark animation you like and add the new sprite to your scene. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so I'm headed up over here and I can draw one. However, no one wants to see that. Let me see if they actually just... Yeah, ooh. Oh, cute animal shark? Oh, but sharks shouldn't... Should they be cute? That has me torn. That looks terrifying. I'm gonna go with that. Awesome. And if you want to have fun with it, of course, you can do some changes. Perfect. All right, now my shark's really bad looking. Whoop! There we are. And now, find the shark unite, resize if needed, make the shark's location random, that is at a different location towards the bottom of the screen each time you run the program. All right, so first we got to bring our shark in here. So I have it over here on the animation, boom. Mine's called prehistoric. I'm just gonna rename this shark here so it's easier for me to find. So shark, bam. Now I need to bring it on in. So I'm gonna head over to my variables and, oh, you actually can just head over to sprites. I'm going to pull this guy out. I'm going to put it with our other sprite, so I'm going to put it above bubbles. Bloop. And I'll name this sprite Shark. I know. I'm creative. I'll leave it at this location for now, because first I want to make sure it's working. So we got our variable. Now notice, though, we also have to set the animation. So the computer now knows I have this thing called Shark, but there's nothing assigned to it. So shark dot set animation, and you have to match this exactly. So if you did a capital S there, it has to be capital down there. I'm going to hit this little arrowy thing, find my shark, and see if that did anything. Yeah. All right. Now we got to move our shark down the screen. Now notice when I drag my mouse over, you can see a little XY here. So that's there's a secret grid right behind this, and that's the location of my mouse right now. So it looks like if we want our shark down in this location, Y being like 300-ish should do. So I'm going to go ahead and test that out. X then Y. Yeah, that looks good. Now keep in mind though, they're asking us to randomize it to a different location towards the bottom of the screen each time your program runs. So similar to what we did here, I'm going to now go over to math and pull out my random. So since 300 looked good, and we already have something that ends at 300, right, their random location, I'm going to do 300 to 400. Now 400 is mostly off the screen, but let's give it a shot. Yeah, and I am liking that. Okay, so now we actually have to get it to move. Use the counter pattern to make the shark move. So thankfully, I'll reset that, we have already done this, right? So we've already used this similar pattern to move our fish across the screen. So I'm going to follow that same approach, and I'm going to grab out of R, and I'm going to do shark.x, and you know it works if it turns into that colored block there. I'm going to head over to our math, grab a negative sign, and if you don't want to do the .x thing, you can always go here, of course. Bloop, shark.x minus 2. All right, let's see if that's doing stuff now. Oh no, yeah, that would be bad. So, I'm gonna flip it into text mode. Shark was going backwards. We want our shark to go forwards. That would be terrifying. Yeah. Alright, now one thing that's definitely wrong. Notice my shark magics its way into the center of the screen. So I don't really want that. There's a starting way over there. So I'm gonna start it at 0, but I want to point something out. Even if I do that, it will always start on screen because 0 is the middle of it. Notice theirs is off screen. So I'm going to actually keep working at that. I'm not going to do 0. I'm going to do, I don't know, negative 200. Let's see if we can start it off. Yeah, that's looking good. Maybe I can play around with this a bit more. I can also, if you think your shark is too big, you can always change the size. So I'm actually thinking my shark scale is a bit off. So right under this, oh, bloop. This is not required, but I think it will make mine look better. So I'm going to do shark scale 0.9. So 90% of what its current size is. Cool. Bum, 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 bum. Onwards.